my goodness. So you're gonna say hi? You're gonna be...
Did you see that?
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we thought we would film a pregnancy Q&A. Now as you can see, Beth isn't pregnant.
No,
You've got a baby.
I have got a screaming baby on my lap. Say hi.
He's been, oh my goodness.
Hiya.
He's been
a little bit fussy, yeah.
But there you go. He just wanted to be in the video. I am nearly 8 months pregnant. I think I'm 32 weeks this week, which is so crazy. So we thought we'd do a pregnancy Q&A and then do it from like both of our perspectives.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm now 2 months postpartum, so I've got that experience as well.
Yeah, and then we both have very different pregnancies.
Yeah, but also a lot of similarities,
yeah,
like, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, we definitely say things and we're like, oh, I did that too.
I did that.
But we asked for questions on both of our Instagrams. I will put them on the screen so you can go and follow us both. And yeah, like I said, we're going to do part 1 here, and then if you go over to Beth's channel, we'll do part 2 and there'll be different questions. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Oh, he's settled down.
Yeah, she's like staring at me. He's ready to cry.
I honestly can't believe that I'm going to have a baby.
I know.
Even though like I feel so pregnant. Favourite part about being pregnant?
Yeah, this is so hard for me to answer because I hated being pregnant, which is crazy to say now. I've got this beautiful little one, but I had a really sickly, poorly pregnancy.
Was it from the start?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'd say from about 8 weeks I was sick every day, sometimes twice a day, and yeah, I was just so unwell. So I'd probably say the best bit though was just, you know, you had a lot of things to look forward to, like going to the scans, finding out the gender. Like they definitely kept me going when I was poorly. But yeah, it's just all the little milestones again. See your bump grow.
Yeah, that is so much
fun. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You like, your bump has grown so much since I last saw you.
I would say, for me, my favourite part of pregnancy, hated the first trimester. I was being sick all the time, like Beth said, always, probably like twice a day.
Yeah.
But then when I reached like 20 weeks, I would say mine didn't go for quite a while, but when I reached 20 weeks I started to feel a bit better. And then since then I've actually loved being pregnant. My favourite part is probably feeling them kick.
Oh,
yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Yeah. That's one of the best things.
It's just crazy thinking like there's a human inside of you and that you're growing them. That's like your body doing that.
I don't think I even believed it until he was actually in my arms. Like, I could see my bump growing, I could feel him, but I still was just in denial. I think that I was going to give birth, I was going to go through all this, and now this tiny little thing's in my arms. I'm like, oh.
And he is honestly the cutest. Like, I have been saying it since I've been here.
Hiya. Hiya. Oh.
So cute.
Good boy.
We were saying we literally can't wait for like when my baby's here to go on like play dates and stuff.
Oh,
and, like, imagine when they're like toddling around. Oh my goodness.
Especially as they're different genders. I just think that's...
Yeah, it's so special that we've got one of each because...
Definitely. I just think... Oh,
and I see like boys' clothes and I'm like, oh, Beth can dress George in that.
Oh, I've got so many gender neutral clothes that Maisie can have as well, because there's going to be a 3-month age difference. It's just perfect. All George's old clothes can go straight to you.
Beth's like, you can have more.
You
I'm
can
like,
just
I'll have
them all.
She has the best. I feel like we actually have quite similar like
taste.
Yeah,
definitely.
that's it.
Even in like our clothes, I feel like we're quite
similar like that. How did your parents react? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, alright, okay. So we first told Tom's parents because we were living with them, and we were living in a quite small house, 3-bedroom terraced house, so as you can imagine there wasn't much privacy, and Tom and I couldn't really speak to each other without, you know, potentially them overhearing. Yeah. Very thin walls. So we told them really early on. I was probably only about 9-10 weeks pregnant. I hadn't even had my 12-week scan, so we told them, and then after that we told my mum. I really wanted to tell my mum before my 12-week scan. She was so shocked. Her immediate reaction was just to burst into tears, just absolutely burst into tears. It was at the time where we were socially distanced in the garden as well, because Tom actually had come down with COVID that week, and I hadn't got it. Considering I was pregnant as well, I didn't catch COVID, so me and my mum were socially distanced in the garden, so she couldn't even hug me or you know, react like, yeah.
God, I forgot it was during all of that time.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Her initial reaction was to just burst into tears, but she was really happy and really supportive. And the majority of my whole family were just excited, shocked, but just so excited. I mean, George is so lucky. He's got 4 sets of grandparents and 5 sets of great grandparents.
Oh my goodness, that is crazy.
George is so spoiled. But yeah, I think everyone's just grateful, especially those great grandparents, to be seeing their great grandchildren.
Exactly. That's not something that like everyone gets to experience.
No.
When we found out, we took like 3 days to think about it, just like talk it through, whatever. And likewise, I wasn't staying at Charlie's parents, but I was at Charlie's for like them few days. So we decided that we would tell Charlie's parents. We ended up doing it really late at night. Like, I'm talking, they'd been to a friend's house, we'd picked them up, and it was like midnight.
Oh my god, we did it in the middle of dinner. Probably wasn't the best choice.
I know, it's so random, isn't it? Like, whatever you choose is just gonna be,
yeah, there's never a good time. You've got to come out with it.
So we were like, oh, Charlie goes, oh, can you sit on the sofa? And like immediately I think their head was just going like, why do they want us to sit on the sofa? And Charlie just said, Maisie's pregnant. I immediately burst into tears. And then they were just really happy for us. They were like, have you like made a decision? And we explained everything, and yeah, they were really happy and supportive from the start. They were like, look, whatever you need, you'll have. And yeah, I can't really fault their response because they were just so nice about it. And then the next morning I went and told my mum. Again, my mum was so lovely, so supportive. I literally walked into her room, burst into tears, and then she had to guess that I was pregnant. But yeah, I feel like family have just been so supportive. Likewise, we told my dad a bit later on. So we told my boyfriend's parents and my mum when I was like 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks. And then we told my dad when I was 9 weeks. Yeah,
that is really early. Because I remember seeing you before you were 12 weeks, and you were like, we're not going to tell people, but the excitement just gets to you, and it just does get to you, the excitement, and you just want to share it with people. I think you were like, what, like maybe the 5th person I told. It's crazy.
Because Beth was already pregnant, so I was like, don't tell anyone, but I'm actually pregnant too. And I was so excited. I wanted to tell people, but it's like, you don't as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Before checking that everything's okay.
Yeah, you are just scared, because if the worst was to happen, which likelihood is it wouldn't, but you just don't want to have to go back and have the responsibility to tell these people, and
yeah, I just didn't want to break bad news.
Yeah, the attention, the sympathy, you don't want it.
But overall, we both had, I'd say both had a pretty good,
a really good support system, both of us, the whole way through. When
did you both start showing? When would you say you started showing?
20 weeks. 20, properly.
Yeah, like
yeah, before that I just looked really bloated, I think I just looked like I'd had a really big dinner. And then I think it's really hard now, because although it wasn't that long ago, I swear, honestly, you don't remember. I don't even remember birth really that well. But yeah, I'd say 20 weeks.
Yeah, I would say probably around the same time. I think at 16 weeks I was starting to show, but like if you didn't know me, you'd probably just think I'd put on a bit of weight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'd say.
You definitely wouldn't have said I was pregnant. I couldn't get away with like, I don't know, people give me sympathy because I was pregnant. I swear, like when I was in that in between, like it's definitely there, but it's not like there. I
hated that in between phase.
Nothing fitted me.
Nothing fitted me. Like I could barely squeeze into jeans anymore, and if I did, it was really uncomfortable. But like you said, it just kind of nothing
maternity
looked right.
wear doesn't look right because you haven't got a bump to fill it out.
So it's just kind of it would just sag, the bump and maternity. So yeah, it's a funny old phase, but
I would say probably after 20 weeks, definitely. But like recently, I've started to pop.
Oh, a billion %. Yeah.
Even in the past couple of weeks. Yeah. So I'm like around 30 weeks now. I've definitely like look pregnant. Like I look like I could probably give birth at any point.
Oh, 100%. Like you've got quite a big bump.
Yeah.
I do think I was told numerous times that girls tend to have, like when you're having a girl, you have a bigger bump.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that it's more round or something.
Yeah, more round. And boys tend to stick out more at the front, which actually, if you look at bump pictures of mine, I'll try and find one. he was just so sticky outy from the get-go.
Yeah.
My bump was just really, yeah, really sticking out.
What's the scariest part about pregnancy? Or like being pregnant?
Well, it's such a cliche, but like the unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like thinking, and also when things happen, you're unsure if it's normal or not.
Yeah, 100%.
I remember when my boobs first started leaking, I was like, is this normal? Do they think the baby's gonna come like next week? Yeah, I would just say it is the unknown, isn't it?
100%. I feel like we've both had a few weird things. Like obviously you've got a anterior placenta,
yeah.
And I had this thing called a low papain hormone, which is just I was lacking a hormone, which meant my placenta didn't work as efficiently as it should have, which they told me quite early on I was at risk of having a really small baby, which obviously I did, but I ended up actually having a small baby because I had him early rather than
yeah, because he would have been quite like a decent size.
If he'd gone full term,
yeah.
they told me he could be about £8, which is quite a good size.
Yeah.
But yeah, this low papain hormone meant that the blood flow between the placenta and him wasn't as efficient as it should have been, so that caused quite a lot of worry. There was like a chance of miscarriage and all sorts, but that was really early on as well. So I definitely think it's the fear of the unknown. Like obviously if it's your first baby, it's the fear of giving birth.
Yeah, definitely for me now, like as I get closer to the due date, I'm like, well, I've actually got to give birth.
Yeah.
And like you don't know what to expect. Like Beth tried to prepare me, but you just never know what's going to happen, do you?
Like, I wouldn't have predicted the labour I had, so yeah, you just don't know. You have no idea.
When did you first feel the baby move?
18 weeks maybe?
Yeah, I feel like this is such like a thing that isn't really spoken about, because I thought that like by the time you're 14 weeks you'd start feeling the baby.
Yeah.
But I just didn't, and it kind of concerned me a tad. Obviously like midwives and stuff tell you not to worry, don't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely started to like question, was everything okay? I would say I was more at like 20 when I first felt movement, but I do have an anterior placenta, which basically means the placenta's on like the front, so like the baby's behind the placenta, so you're not likely to feel kicks as much until they're a bit bigger. So that's reassuring, I guess. Now I feel her kick all the time.
I definitely think as well early on, like between 15 and 18 weeks, it's more like flutters, it's not proper full-on kicks. At least that's what I experienced.
Yeah.
And then past the 20-week mark it felt like he was kicking,
and it's like you don't actually, if you haven't had a baby before, you're not too sure what you're meant to be looking out for. So like the flutters can feel like just something weird going on in the stomach. What have been your worst symptoms of pregnancy?
Sickness.
Yeah.
Just sickness. It's just horrific.
Were you being sick?
Yeah, physically sick.
Oh, I don't actually know if I could do it.
Were you not physically sick?
No, I was, but like, were you physically sick for like the whole of your pregnancy?
Yeah, pretty much every day.
Like, I was just hoping it would end. Like, you're just waiting for an end.
Yeah, definitely. I do think it subsided about 15 weeks, like you said, but mine came back in the 3rd trimester. So I had a little bit of a break in the 2nd trimester, where I was still feeling so sick, and I was probably sick once a week. I mean, it's crazy to think that I'm saying that was good, but
yeah, like
it gave me a little bit of a break, and then it came back with a vengeance in the 3rd trimester.
That is, I cannot do that. I would say the worst symptom that I've had, I mean, like achiness. That's like, but that's not that bad. Being sick in the 1st trimester was the worst symptom, but then now just like achiness, I feel like there's not one that's bad, there's just like quite a few that aren't great.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things, like even the little things, like you need to go to the toilet like 10 times a day or 3-4 times in the night. Yeah. It's all those little things that change.
Oh, and not being able to get comfy at night.
Just can't get comfy, laying on your side hurts, laying on your front, like,
yeah.
Oh, it's just awful. I had really bad back pain, pelvic pain. I mean, you've probably you've probably got all this to come.
Yeah, great.
Because it's right at the end.
That's what I'm like, waiting to just be so big that I just don't want to do anything. This is the last question, and then we'll head over
to my channel,
to Beth's channel, to do the rest. Do you feel like you've been judged for being younger mums? So just to let you guys know, I'm 20 and you're 21, right?
I'm 21 this year.
21 this year.
Yeah, so we're the same age, but I'm just a few months older.
Yeah, so same school year.
Yeah, same school year, but yeah, just a few months difference. Yeah, do you feel like you've been judged?
People always ask me, like, do you feel judged by like doctors and stuff like that? I haven't felt that.
No, I haven't by nurses or doctors. If anything, they've told me that this is the best time to have kids, 'cause you're at your prime. And they've been really reassuring. My midwife is definitely reassuring. She's like, this is the best time to have them. But yeah, I don't feel like by professionals have been judged at all. Maybe
just by like everyday people, but it's like I don't really care about their opinion.
No, I think as well, like I don't feel like we look that young.
We don't look, that's true. And like you can be like really different maturities at different ages.
Yeah,
and
different
I feel
types.
Like we're like ready for it, whereas some people our age that we know maybe wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't actually feel like I've been judged that much.
No, I think there's different types of 20-year-olds, and you know, it depends about your relationship, your work situation, your careers, like it's all circumstantial, and if you can afford a baby as well, like it comes down to affordability.
That's true, yeah.
And if you've got a supportive family and you have help around you, then I don't think there's a perfect age at all.
No.
I definitely wouldn't say I've been judged, but I feel like people have had concerns about our ages, but I think since we've had George, a lot of people have come to us and gone, actually, you're great parents, you've really surprised us, which, you know, that's what I mean. There's no right age, and you could be the best mum at 16 or the worst
at like 35.
35.
Yeah,
like, I don't think that's the best age, and it's definitely not a best, you know, situational circumstance to be in either. Overall,
it's been pretty positive.
Yeah,
in terms
definitely.
of like our ages and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I am gonna leave it here, and if you want to go and watch part 2, then head over to Beth's channel. I'm sure there's going to be some more interesting questions. I will see you all soon, and thank you for watching.
Say bye, George.
Say bye.
Bye. Oh, you thought of wait. Bye.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait to have my own.